Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a topic that has sparked intense debate and garnered attention across South Africa and beyond: the evolving dynamics of political leadership, power struggles, and trust within the MK party and its leader, former President Jacob Zuma. We are also unpacking the sharp critique delivered by Mogoeng Mogoeng, a prominent member of the economic freedom fighters, who didn't hold back in highlighting what he sees as the pitfalls of Zuma's leadership style. Before we get into the details, let's set the stage. Political movements and their leaders hold immense power to shape the future of a nation, and in South Africa, this has been a deeply personal reality for millions. The legacy of the African National Congress, its offshoots, and the political alliances and rivalries that emerge within these spheres are not just stories of individuals, they are stories of a nation navigating its way through challenges of unity, identity, and progress. Zuma's leadership of the MK party and the concerns raised by figures like Mogoeng represent not just individual grievances but broader questions about leadership, accountability, and the future of South Africa's political landscape. Now, let's take a moment to understand the historical context. Jacob Zuma, a figure who needs little introduction, was once a pivotal leader in the African National Congress. His presidency from 2009 to 2018 was marked by both significant milestones and considerable controversy. While Zuma championed causes like free education for students from poor families and emphasized policies aimed at addressing inequality, his time in office was overshadowed by allegations of corruption, state capture, and the erosion of public trust. These controversies eventually led to his resignation, but Zuma has remained a significant and polarizing figure in South African politics. In the years following his presidency, Zuma's political ambitions didn't fade. Instead, they took on new forms, culminating in the formation of the MK party, a breakaway from the ANC. This move was seen by some as an attempt to reclaim influence and reassert his leadership, but from the outset, the party faced questions about its identity, structure, and vision for the future. While the MK party attracted notable figures and generated considerable public interest, it also found itself grappling with challenges of cohesion and internal governance. This brings us to the recent comments by Mogoeng Mogoeng, a respected and outspoken member of the economic freedom fighters. Mogoeng has always been known for his candidness, and in this instance, he didn't shy away from critiquing what he perceives as Zuma's tendency to use people for his political gain. According to Mogoeng, this pattern has led to strained relationships, broken alliances, and a lack of trust among those who align themselves with Zuma's vision. One of Mogoeng's key points centered on Floyd Shivambu, a high-profile figure who left the EFF to join Zuma's MK party, only to reportedly find himself sidelined in the party's inner circle. This, Mogoeng suggests, is indicative of a broader issue within Zuma's leadership style, a tendency to prioritize his ambitions over collective goals or meaningful collaboration. Mogoeng's remarks, including his sharp observation that if Zuma can use people, reflect a growing concern that the MK party is being shaped more by personal ambitions than by a coherent and inclusive strategy. Another significant aspect of Mogoeng's critique was his focus on Zuma's approach to party building and governance. He pointed out what he sees as a lack of structured leadership, highlighting instances where Zuma appeared to be operating solo, without the support of key figures like his secretary. To Mogoeng, this symbolizes a leadership style that is more focused on charm and individual charisma than on building a robust, sustainable organization. His comment that this is not how you build a party underscores the challenges facing the MK party as it seeks to establish itself as a credible political force. Now, let's pause and consider the implications of these critiques. On one hand, they highlight a fundamental challenge that many new political movements face: the tension between the personal influence of a charismatic leader and the need for institutional strength and inclusivity. Zuma's leadership has undoubtedly drawn attention to the MK party, but as Mogoeng's comments suggest, this approach may come at a cost. Without a clear plan for succession, meaningful collaboration, and internal governance, the party risks becoming overly reliant on a single figure, which could undermine its long-term viability. On the other hand, it's also important to consider the broader political context. Zuma's supporters argue that his leadership is grounded in a genuine desire to address the failures of the ANC and create a platform for voices that have been marginalized in South African politics. To them, critiques like those from Mogoeng may seem like distractions from the bigger picture. However, as political analyst Sipho Dlamini noted, the lack of inclusivity and structured leadership could erode trust not only within the party but also among its potential supporters. So, where does this leave the MK party and South Africa's political landscape? It's clear that the party has significant work to do if it hopes to establish itself as a credible and unified force. This includes addressing concerns about leadership centralization, fostering trust and collaboration among its members, and articulating a clear and compelling vision for the future. For Zuma, the challenge will be to balance his personal influence with the need to build a sustainable and inclusive movement, one that can endure beyond his leadership. As we reflect on Mogoeng's comments and the broader dynamics at play, it's worth asking ourselves, what kind of leadership does South Africa need right now? How can political movements balance the influence of charismatic leaders with the need for accountability and collective decision-making? These are questions that go beyond any single party or leader. They are questions about the future of democracy, trust, and progress in a complex and ever-changing world. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Mogoeng Mogoeng's critique of Jacob Zuma's leadership? Do you believe the MK party can overcome its challenges and establish itself as a significant political force? Let's get a conversation going in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video or found it thought-provoking, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth discussions on the stories shaping our world. Your support helps us bring you more content like this, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.